All right, today we're going to go right back to basics to answer a huge question. What is business really? We're going to unpack the fundamental ideas that shape our entire economy, starting from the very, very beginning.
Seriously, just think about your day for a second. Why do we do any of the things we do? It's a massive question, but the answer is actually pretty simple. We're all just trying to satisfy our wants. And believe it or not, that one simple idea is the jumping-off point for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so if we really want to get a handle on what business even means, we've got to zoom way, way out. We need to start with the biggest picture possible, the world of human activities.
And yep, there's actually a name for all this stuff we do. Human activities. Every single thing, from a teacher in a classroom to a coder building an app. It all falls under this giant umbrella. It's all about trying to satisfy some kind of want or need.
Okay, now here's where things start to get really interesting. All those activities we just talked about, well, you can pretty much sort them into two big, distinct buckets. This is the first and honestly the most important split you gotta understand.
And this right here, it shows that split perfectly. See how human activities is right there in the middle, and then it branches out into two paths? You've got the economic activities up top, your business, your job, and then the non-economic stuff down below, like volunteering or family stuff.
So let's break down that first category. An economic activity is basically anything you do where the main goal is to make some money. It's that simple. It's a transaction. A tailor making a suit for a customer who pays for it, or a delivery driver bringing you your food. The whole point is the paycheck. And then, on the flip side, you've got non-economic activities. Here, the motivation is totally different. It's about personal satisfaction, maybe helping someone out, or just having fun. Think about it. A mother stitching clothes for her kid is doing the exact same physical action as the tailor, but the reason why is worlds apart. There's no money involved.
Okay, so let's put this idea to the test. What's the real difference between a professional chef in a 5-star restaurant and a parent cooking dinner for their family? Or think about an Uber driver taking you to the airport versus your friend giving you a lift. The actions look almost identical, right? But the whole structure behind them couldn't be more different. So what do you think? What are those key differences?
Well, the answer really boils down to 4 key things. For those economic activities, the whole purpose is earning money. The outcome is creating wealth, and the expectation is to make a profit. But for the non-economic ones, the purpose is social or personal. The outcome is just satisfaction, and there's absolutely zero expectation of getting paid. It's a completely different mindset.
All right, so for the rest of this, let's just focus on that top half of the diagram, the economic activities. Because it turns out, even within that world of earning money, there are really 3 main ways people do it.
And these are the big 3. Pretty much any job or career you can possibly think of is going to fall into one of these 3 buckets: business, profession, or employment. So first up, we've got business. This is all about creating and selling goods or services. Could be a local bakery selling bread, could be a huge tech company selling software. Now, 2 things are absolutely key here. Regularity, meaning it's an ongoing thing, not a one-time garage sale, and the number 1 goal is making a profit. Okay, next up is a profession. This is a bit different. It's not just about selling a product. It's about providing a really specialized service that's based on expert knowledge and, years of formal training. We're talking about folks like doctors, lawyers, architects, people who are usually part of a professional group and have to follow a strict code of conduct. And last but not least, you've got employment. This is probably the one most of us are familiar with. It's a straightforward deal. You work for someone else, a person or a company, you follow their rules, and they pay you a regular salary or wage for your time. This could be anyone from a barista at Starbucks to a programmer at Google.
This table is awesome because it lays it all out side by side. Just look at the differences here. Let's focus on risk for a second. In a business, your profit is totally uncertain. High risk, high reward. In a profession, your income is more stable, but you've got professional liability. And in employment, pretty much zero financial risk, you get that steady paycheck. And you can see the same huge differences when you look at how much money you need to start and what kind of qualifications are required.
Okay, so we've kind of separated business from the other ways of earning money. Now let's put business itself under the microscope. What are the absolute essential ingredients that make a business, well, a business? So here's the textbook definition, and seriously, every single word here is important. Regular production. That means it's not just a one-off sale you make on Facebook Marketplace. For sale, transfer, and exchange. That part's crucial. If you build a table for your own house, that's not a business. And of course, the whole point of the exercise is earning profit. So yeah, The big takeaway here is that for something to officially be called a business, it has to check all of these boxes. It's got to be dealing in goods or services, there has to be a sale, you need some kind of investment, the goal has to be profit, and this is a big one, there has to be risk and uncertainty involved.
But hang on a second. Is profit really the only thing that matters? I mean, sure, it's essential for a business to survive, but the actual purpose of a business, that can be much, much bigger.
The best way to think about it is like this. Profit is the fuel. A car absolutely needs fuel to run, but the purpose of the car isn't just to sit there and burn fuel, right? It's to get you from point A to point B. It's the same with a business. It needs profit to survive, but its true purpose, its destination, is often something much more.
So even if we're just talking about the money side of things, it's still not just about the final profit number. To make a profit that lasts, a business has to create customers and, more importantly, keep them. It has to keep innovating to stay ahead of the game. And it has to use its resources, its people, its cash, its materials in the smartest way possible. All these gears have to turn together.
And this right here is where the whole picture gets way bigger than just one company. A business doesn't exist in a bubble. It's a part of a community, a part of a society. And that means it has social objectives, like making sure its products are safe and high quality. It has human objectives, like treating its employees well. It even has national objectives, like creating jobs and paying taxes that help the whole country.
And that leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. If a business is really supposed to serve its customers, its employees, and its country, and not just its shareholders, how does that change the way we think about them? What should we really expect from the companies we buy from and work for? What's the true measure of a good business? It's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.